Hi, I'm here with Alec and Lenny from Redline Coatings, and we're going to do this elephant skin look. And we're going to do it in two different colors today. So this first one's going to be, we're going to trowel on the second coat of the texture, and we're going to trowel it over the top of this cheesecloth. In case you don't know what that is, it comes in fairly random sized pieces, and we're going to apply it over here, and we're going to trowel the texture over the top of it, finish it, and then remove it and make that type of an effect. So I'm going to turn it over to Alec and Lenny.
Obviously, you take your pieces, lay it over the surface, whatever it may be. This is just a sample board, obviously, so we're just going to stretch it over the edges. If you have an actual countertop that is larger, obviously like the size of this table, you would have to take these pieces and you would have to actually overlap the edges and then trowel them right into the finish, and you won't really see where the changes are. So other than that, it's pretty simple. Just you know, mix up your mix and go right over the cheesecloth itself and just trowel it out.
Just stretch it a little bit.
Yeah, stretching it out sometimes makes it look a little bit more realistic as far as skin goes.
Okay, we have our countertop blend, ultra fine. It's mixed here, so we're going to apply it on one side, one corner here.
And you can see it's fairly thin. You can mix it a little thicker, a little thinner, whatever consistency works best for you.
More. All cheesecloth here. One spot. Keep moving one direction. We're trying to apply fairly thin coat here, because later on it's going to help us. And for epoxy, to make sure the two layers are epoxy.
You want it fairly thin so that you can actually pull the cheesecloth through the material once it's set up. If you put it on too thick, it may dry in, you won't be able to pull it out.
Okay,
That's pretty much it.
So after this is dried, then we just got the rubbing stone and we knock that off. I've already done it, and we brush off all the loose pieces. What we're going to create here, this color is on the back of the brochure. It's called Gaturio, and it's green and brown with some gold highlights. So it's done in two phases. We're going to color it with these colors first. They're both dispersion colors: cactus green, Kodiak, very strong. We're going to spray those on there. We're going to let it dry, and then I'm going to go over the top of it with, this is resin and water, resin 221, mixed 50-50. And I'm going to add some metal illusion gold dust to it. And we're going to basically wipe it across the top and get a goldish shimmer over the top of the brownish and greenish color. So I'm going to start with the green. I'm going to flood the whole thing with that. Green on there. I want it to be moist. Some brown into it. Some areas I'll do heavier with the brown. We're just going to let that dry up for a little bit, and then we'll put the gold accent on it. Now that this is dried, you can see that there's lots of green. The color at the top is less evident, and it's collected more in the recesses. You've got some brown highlights in there. That's what we're looking for. Now we're going to take some of this gold powder and we're going to make a liquid out of it that's going to leave some goldish tint on top. So we're going to add some of this to what I've already got here. That's resin and water. And it doesn't take a whole lot to get there with that. Take a little bit of this powder and just add it into there. Add some more just for kicks and giggles. So that's what I'm looking for. Take my sponge. I'm going to put this in here. I'm just going to use this sponge to pick up some of the gold and just kind of smear it in different areas like this. We'll let that dry and then we'll clear coat it after the top. This is clear coating, and we've already mixed the epoxy. You'll want to get it on fairly thick, and you may need to coat it depending on if there's too much of a texture left, but you won't know that today. It'll be tomorrow before you can make that decision. Get it all spread out there. Now grab the torch. For a little bit, and then we'll torch it again.